The information in this video has been taken from the news about present-day prophecy and from the teaching of Pastor Justin Thacker at the Praise Assembly of God in Rumford, Maine, from his prophecy class in September of 2015. Right here at the Praise Assembly of God, we have been taught prophecy that the prophet Ezekiel declares that the same generation that sees the rebirth of Israel will be also the same generation that sees the return of Jesus Christ. That is the baby boom generation, and that generation is 1946, getting ready to turn 70 years old and all the way up to 1963. That generation that saw the rebirth of Israel in 1948 will see the return of Jesus Christ. Biblical prophecy reveals that the Temple Mount is the holiest site in Judaism. It's believed to be the biblical Mount Moriah, where Abraham fulfilled God's test of his willingness to sacrifice his son Isaac in obedience to God. The Temple Mount has remained a focal point for Jewish services for thousands of years. Prayers for a return to Jerusalem and the rebuilding of the temple have been uttered by Jews since the Second Temple was destroyed. Despite protests by Palestinian leaders, observers say that the claims of Israel's plans to restrict Muslims from the Temple Mount contradict the facts on the ground. Muslims only find themselves restricted from the area as a result of stone throwing or other violence. Jews and Christians, in fact, are the ones barred from the mount during most hours of the day and are never allowed to pray at the site or carry holy objects. Bible prophecy is being fulfilled through the actions of the leaders of the United States. The United States has also been drawn into the controversy and recently met with Jordanian and Palestinian leaders about the situation on the Temple Mount. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry's proposed solution to keeping the status quo involves a 24-hour video surveillance of the Temple Mount area. The Palestinians, Jordanians, and Israelis have all indicated an openness to this plan, and although it is unclear at this point who will be controlling and monitoring the cameras. Bible prophecy is being revealed in Revelation 11, which speaks of the whole world being able to watch what happens in Jerusalem. Revelation 11 declares that when God's two witnesses are killed on the streets and left there for 3.5 days, where they will rise from the dead. Although it isn't clear from Scripture where in Jerusalem they will be slain, the Temple Mount area would be a likely place in which they would deliver a message to the people of Jerusalem. Will the whole world be watching through these newly installed 24-hour video surveillance cameras? The biblical account states in part that before its final glory, Jerusalem will experience trouble and will be burdensome, just as we are seeing today. Zechariah 12:3 says, "And it shall come to pass on that day that I will make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all peoples. All who bear it shall be gashed, and all the nations of the earth shall gather against it." The Jerusalem conflict, the Temple Mount controversies, and increasing international concern and involvement all point to Jerusalem's rapid transformation into the prophesied burdensome stone for all peoples in these last days. With Israel coming alive, God is preparing to send his son Jesus. Only God could declare this, and it fall right into place. We need to be looking up, because the eastern sky is about to part, and Jesus Christ is about to return.
There's a battle raging over a people and a land. Will you rage with the nations, or will you stand and say, I believe in the God of Abraham, I
covenants of Abraham, Isaac,
and Jacob. I shall plant them in their land, and they shall no longer be pulled up in the land I have given them.
I will bless those who bless you,
and I will curse those who curse you,
and in you
all the families of the earth shall be blessed.
He remembers his covenant forever, the word which he has commanded for 1,000 generations.
We believe in the covenants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
In the sand, where will you stand?